Hello, beautiful humans. This is Dave Johnson, and I am channeling the man in the moon today. I'm just going to go ahead and do some predictions. Let's see what comes up with. I don't have any particular questions in mind, so we'll see who shows up. Well, that didn't take long. Pam Bondi is doing some crazy stuff. And I kind of want to say, she's pulling her hair out, but it just looks like her hair is big, like, Rapunzel or something, but it just looks really big. Oh, I think the hairs are symbolic. There's like 1,000 things that she's got to deal with, 1,000 issues, right? So notice, I can't help but think, I used to be an English teacher, and I used to have to explain to students that, foreign students, that hair and hairs were two different things. The hair is one thing, but each hair is also a different thing. So what was one thing has become many different things. And what was a sort of quality of great beauty is a liability. She's very, very worried. She's biting her nails, worried. She's worried about Kash Patel and some of the things that he has said. They seem to have exposed her, and they're putting these two are now kind of have become rivals. They're trying to blame each other. Yeah, this is something that I and others have predicted. Once it gets down to these hardcore issues, there's no loyalty among Republicans, no loyalty among these conservatives. They will feast on each other. And so now what we're seeing is all of that animosity that used to be directed outside is now directed at the inside, because these people don't have a consistent set of values. They don't believe in anything except getting ahead. They will justify any behavior, right? But she's still like worried. She's just worried, and it looks like she's gonna because something dramatic is gonna happen. Okay, show us. I'm seeing a TV screen, and I'm seeing Pam Bondi come and actually say something honest, frank. Maybe she's gonna just tell the truth on somebody. She's really very worried about her own future. She realizes that she could go to jail. So I'm just wondering, Pam, are you gonna tell everybody the truth? Are you gonna tell what's in the files? She says no, but I'm gonna tell you something. What are you gonna tell us? Something involving Kash Patel. It's like almost like it's intended to get rid of him, to get him out. It's totally about self-preservation. It has nothing to do with the rights that Americans should have to know the truth. Is that accurate? There's something more here. She's still got something more to tell me. All right, go ahead, Pam, tell us. What are you gonna do? There's like possibilities, and it's almost like you're looking at a graph, but several of the things on the graph go way off the chart, like way, 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 way bigger, way, way, way more dramatic, way, way more bigger stuff. Some of the things stay the same, but some of it's like she's going to give up a few names, or they're going to let people go to town on some issue or something like that. But she's very intent on throwing Cash Patel under the bus. She would like it if he got, you know, dispensed with. And it will surprise Patel. You know, he always kind of has that look on his face of being surprised. And he's really angry. So Cash Patel's getting really, really mad. There's a bit of sexism, I think, because, you know, a lady can't do that to me. Right? There's a bit of this going on. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Cash Patel they might be dispensed with. It's like Pam Bondi is a little less clueless, and she could manage this a bit better, and so they'll just get rid of Patel, who's increasingly shown his lack of confidence, and we can see, you know, in recent events, he was not at all competent in finding the shooters. Okay, let's just move on from those two. What else do we know? Okay, Putin has come up, sort of axis of three. It's like three lights going in three different directions. Yeah, Putin is using sort of ray gun eyes to, you know, burn people. It's like Godzilla or something. Yeah, I don't feel very good about Putin and the future. It's it's going to be dangerous stuff. That's my feeling. Like city destroying. And the sad thing is, it's not just that he doesn't care about those people that have had their lives destroyed. He is more interested in humiliating the United States and Trump than anything else. Nothing else matters to him so much. It's the sort of what a bully does. It doesn't have a purpose. It's just for self-inflation, and this is what happens when you become full of hate. All right, so, okay, who else? So here's Donald Trump, and he's showing me his fat. He keeps like showing me these rolls of fat. Sorry for the disgusting image, but it's like, why are you doing that? It's symbolic, okay? You don't have to visualize it beyond that moment. It's like, why are you showing me that? Destiny, something about the destiny of the universe. Like there's a sort of center. Like I'm out in the universe and there's like the center, and it's easy. It's like kind of an eye of the hurricane kind of place. But around it, there's just layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff to get through. Like before we get to the sort of peace, we just go through another layer and another layer and another layer of shadowy material, or let's just say of learning. We won't put our bias on this. Okay, but why is Trump showing me this? And by that I mean this. Like, why is he showing me that? I actually see Donald Trump looking kind of sad. He looks like a man with remorse. I frankly can't believe that this is while he is alive, right? So the whole universe thing kind of has a feeling of speaking from the other side. Really, like, I can't believe it, but I feel empathy now in this situation with him. And, you know, remember, it might be something like we all have a role to play on this earth, even the dark has a role to play on this earth. And it might be, you know, your soul's misfortune in some ways to be that dark role, it doesn't mean you're not responsible for your actions, but it does mean that you are put in the world to kind of evolve the world in a way. So I don't want to give any sympathy for people who do things that are wrong, but I'm gonna say, I'm glad I wasn't him. He looks remorseful. And it's kind of incredible to see him looking remorseful. And when I say that, Ghislaine Maxwell's face comes up. So it has something to do with her. Trump still looks cagey, even though he might be on the other side. He's still not telling all the truth here. But Maxwell's face is showing up. She does something really interesting. She has something tied around her neck, and she unties it like a scarf. And it's like, flies away. So she's untying something. Yeah, it's like a noose around her neck, and she's untied it. Okay, so this is, I think, symbolic of Trump letting her go to minimum security. She's put on a fancy hat now. She looks like she's getting dressed for a walk in, the sunshine. She's having, like, maybe memories of days where she was rich and happy. And I'm just wondering, is that the future? Is Trump going to let her out? She looks at me and she says, "Are you kidding? Of course Trump is going to let me out. I'm not really in prison now, am I? He already did let me out. I'm basically on a free hotel stay. I mean, it's not that bad, man. It's like, other people who have done other crimes are, here, and we're all exercising, and, there's practically a swimming pool, give me a break." She's like, "What do you, she's almost looking at me like, how could you be so naive, Dave, as to think that I would really go to jail?" Now, I just have to interject here. I told you, I haven't told you this. Lena Rodriguez told me years ago, this is exactly what's going to happen to Maxwell, right? So give some credit where it's due. I think that was from a sociologist's perspective. She wasn't predicting things. So lots of credit to Lena. She didn't even read her cards, and she knows these futures. And this is one where I'm just like, oh, God, one person went to prison, and it's not really even prison. She's doing her hair. She's being admired. But keep in mind, there's a risk here. There are lots of rich and powerful people who want her dead, and she's aware of this. So she's kind of living in a bit of a fantasy. I'm seeing danger for her. She's kind of wondering how to get out. And that is not just out, but out of danger. Okay, so this is the way. You bring a lot of attention to yourself, so everybody's watching you. So no, they can't murder you in prison and call it a hanging, right? Because everybody's watching, and everybody will know, and the people who are thinking of doing this will know that everybody's watching, so they won't. But Maxwell's looking at me and she says, "There's lots of other methods, Dave. There's lots of methods to get rid of me." I'm looking at her and saying, "Hey, look, just how many famous people are there on this list? How many people did you facilitate? And there are thousands. She's like laughing, like, ha, thousands of people. And yes, we blackmailed them. That's how he made the money. Follow the money and you'll know who did bad things. That's all you need to do. You don't need even to ask the witnesses, although of course you should. You could find it in the money. I'm just going to ask, is there anything else you can tell me? Well, again, I don't want to sympathize with this woman's actions, but I'm seeing her as a child. She was once an innocent person, that she was surrounded by some shadowy stuff. And there was an innocent child there once, right? So we can judge this person's actions, but at the same time, we can look at her and have sympathy for her because she was once that abused 5-year-old child. She's not showing me the details of the abuse. She is just showing me that, hey, I was innocent once. And then I had to fight for survival. And I became sort of thrilled. Like, she almost was like, I kind of had a perverse thrill having been dominated by an adult male. I kind of got off on that, the power dynamic, and that's why I went there. There is a sense of remorse. Is there anything else you want to tell me, Ghislaine? She's showing me gold. And it's gold in the shape of a 5-pointed star. And you notice that appears on the American flag many times, right? It's almost like look for the gold, look for the money, and then you'll find your answer. She's even saying, I would tell you, but they'd kill me. If I told, they'd kill me. Right, so this is the only way that I can stay alive. Like, look at Epstein himself. He's dead. What do you think that is? Yeah, okay, you got a point there. All right. So let's just see what else comes forward. Interestingly enough, I'm seeing Eric Swalwell again. Some others have made the point that he would be a good candidate. He is young, and he is aware of the old guard, but not necessarily part of the old guard. He is not super wimpy. There's some good things about him. Now, I'm honestly more progressive than Swalwell, so I have a lot of preferences, but I am being shown this, so let's take it where it goes. Where are you going, Swalwell? He keeps showing me something. He keeps showing me something like almost like a row above him. There's this light. So I feel like this is a good thing. I don't know what will, how Swalwell will evolve. But I think that it is representing a change. That change in a party which used to be just all about, kind of being, nice to everybody. The good thing about the political dire situation that we are in is that it is making people be better. Lincoln rose to the occasion. I would even say Roosevelt rose to the occasion. They did better because of the oppressions that people were experiencing. They became heroic and they did things that were risky, right? And that showed they cared more about human beings than about themselves and winning the next election. Good things are happening, and I hope you'll all go through this and notice good things are happening. politicians, some of them are being more candid, some of them are coming forward and being a bit assertive, and some of them are not just plain dead, which it seems like the old guard is. This gives me hope that the old guard will be replaced, that the future there will be, more Jasmine Crockett's, go Jasmine, and more progressives. There are a whole body of them that one feels will, just by looking at this, are going to step forward. And this is a difficult time to live in. It's really hard to be positive because everything that you're seeing is kind of focusing on negatives. All those things are real, they're happening, and they need to be addressed. But don't forget that people are stepping forward heroically. People are doing better than they did before. People are asserting. They're not putting up with the lies and the manipulation. In some sense, there's a silver lining here, and that is democracy has to evolve. It is not a passive thing. It has to come forward. So I just want to say long live democracy, in the sense that we are all that, a democracy, and wherever we live, as we keep participating here, this is a good thing. All of you are engaged in a way that you may not have been in the past, and all of you are doing your best, and that is very much to be appreciated. So I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you all for watching. And if you'd like a reading or learn to channel, don't hesitate to look at my website, which I'll put down below. Thanks again.